everybody? Welcome to TSP TV, out and about. We're down on Augusta and Queen Street. There's a guy just putting some graffiti up there. There's a little bit of street art I was going to show you just before we do head off. Some pretty cool graffiti there as well. So I'm also trying out my new camera for the first time, but we are doing an out and about video, which is going to be a little bit of maybe a combination of walkabouts, streetcar rides and adventures I may get into. So what we are going to be doing is coming down to Queen and Spadina very shortly, and we're going to have a little looky look because our reports are that they're getting ready for trouble in Toronto and they've been boarding up buildings. So I don't know if you can see the sign over there, Queen Street West. Look at these beautiful blue skies, a couple of those weird looking clouds, same shape again, coming from the same direction. So some construction there. Some of the local sights and sounds, drinks and delis. So we are in what is known as the fashion district of Toronto. There's an Aroma espresso bar. So let's go and see how much of this stuff has been boarded up down here. And we're also going to see if there are any reports that people have been leaving bricks outside on the street. A few people yesterday on Facebook were posting pictures of what seemed to be pallets of bricks being left on Yonge Street, although we're not going to be going that far down. We are going to probably walk our way to Queen's Park. And excuse me, I am wearing flip-flops, that's what you can hear. It is summer, it's very hot, I'm in shorts today. Try to dress a little bit more appropriately, because the last few times I've been overly dressed at some of these events. So there's the 501. I did want to get on that streetcar and write it down, but I got a phone call almost immediately as I got on it, so I couldn't start recording and started the ride, and then a lady started to talk to me almost all the way. So there's some nice beautiful skies up there, a little bit of the sights and scenery. Nova Cannabis ahead, you can see. Wonder if they're open. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. See there, in those, you can smell the fresh wood. So that's Neon, again, one of these kind of possible boutique type places. 501 Queen Street West, just like the streetcar ride, that's boarded up. Nova Cannabis, that's a legalized weed shop. They are open, but again, look at that. Curbside deliveries, boarded up. They're expecting some trouble. So that's what I was just talking about. And we've seen already a little bit of seduction, something there. Oh, that's a naughty shop. Sexy underwear, stuff like that. Bagels on fire, Montreal style wood baked bagels over there. Some more street art for you to look at. Some down there, look. I think those are Angry Birds. There's a donut. It says Toronto. Actually, you know what? I should come and probably get that for my thumbnail. If it fits in. Does it? Maybe a little bit it does. Just a little further. That works. We can get that. We can do something with it. Anyway. There is some wonderful, wonderful looking, we'll probably have to go and do a walkabout down Graffiti Alley one day. That's a fun place to visit. So as I said, I'm just trying to get myself a good thumbnail for later. We can definitely work with that. There's a turtle there, Angry Birds, Christmas tree with sunglasses, and this is some of the stuff we've got on this ride. And it always kind of looks good pointing the phone at graffiti. People think that's what you're doing and not reporting on other things. So trying to be a little bit grey man. Maybe we'll have to do some videos on how to be a grey man at some point. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. But anyway, we are walking down towards Queen and Spadina, a place that was notorious and infamous among the G20 events back in 2010, where innocent people were detained for hours in the pouring rain, and it got very cold, it got very wet. And on four sides of the intersection, militarized police with batons and shields and masks and armor detained them there against their will. Innocent people, not even protesters, just people out and about on a daily business, got caught in that kettling event. And so apparently this is where, that's some Taiwan bubble tea. That looks absolutely delicious. Look at it, brown sugar bubble with milkshake. My goodness, you can taste that already, I bet. Used to be a little nightclub there, roadie place. Kensington Market's not too far down there, place you should know. As you can see, guys, it is a Saturday afternoon. There's a lot of folks out and about. I mean, not as many as you would see normally this time of year, this time of day on a Saturday. This is one of the hubs, the busy areas of Toronto, Queen and Spadina. And this was the area that was infamous. And already I can see that the CBC on the other side of the road is boarded up. Looks like these people over there are getting ready to board up. Well, pharmacy, they're not boarded up. So this was the location here. This is the intersection at Queen and Spadina. This was where the kettling event in the G20 took place, although it was much worse conditions than it is today. Beautiful, beautiful blue skies, few picture book fluffy clouds, and here we go. Look at that for a view. There's the skyline of Toronto right there through the spring leaves and the blue sunshine. Can we zoom in on that? There she is, the CN Tower. There's the Spadina streetcar. So just this intersection here, hundreds of people were trapped by police on all four corners, from the north, the west, that's the west, that's the east, and that's the south. And they were trapped, and then they brought TTC buses in, and then they dragged all the people off to a temporary detention centre. So let's look up at the skyline and the tower there. It's a good image. This also could be a possible potential thumbnail. So I don't know if you can see across the street there, the CIBC. We've got the Green Man who's been boarded up. The A&W looks open, but the Horseshoe Tavern's boarded up. Everything down this street is boarded up, guys. Boarded up all the way. This is a little look around where we are now. I think this used to be a Hero Burger once upon a time, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So look across the street. Every business you can see almost is got wooden boards up at the window. Same here, look. The Love Shop, a lot of those in and around, still open. We are still open. They're essential. You need to get your dildos in a male vagina flashlight type things in the pandemic, especially when you can't be interacting with other people. It's actually going to be illegal in the United Kingdom. Hello, it's me. To have sex with people that you don't live with, so you can't like hook up with anybody, or you can't have your girlfriend over for a little bit of a dirty weekend. So here you can see, guys, everything is boarded up. Look at the H&M. They went overkill with this big, that's a nice black fence, but everything down here, they're expecting it for sure. That one is probably a little bit unlucky, but there's nothing in, look, I don't know if you can see there, the windows, there's nothing in the windows, but they've kind of got a fence or a chain up in the distance there. I don't know if you can see through the window. I think you can. So it looks like this might be a target for the windows to be broken, right? Let's look at the stores next to the H&M and the borderline. There's a little plaza down there with some more shops, but here we go, the E&B Games also boarded up. But these little kind of what would be sushi extras got some curtains up and no boards. You see these little kind of independent businesses, nothing. Freedom boards, EB Games boards, Mac boards, some of these Kill Raven store boards. So the big name brands, big name stores seem to be boarded up, whereas maybe the more little independent ones, is that going to be it? See, they're closed, not even bothering opening. Steve's Music Store, the Rivoli restaurant over there, they're not boarded up. But you can almost hear people, yeah, we're just going to come up. It looks like there's people putting up boards as we speak. So definitely people are preparing for something. Now, I've already noticed that there's a bit of fresh graffiti, and already graffiti on here. These only went up yesterday. So all this, that means something to somebody for sure. I think that says, is that a 1312 there? Or factor 12? Something's going on there. That's a coded message. There's some more graffiti. That's what I'm talking about. So these guys here, look. They're boarding up. They're boarding up. Everybody's expecting trouble. The vape show, they not. They risked it. They put their little thing out, and that's probably going to get tossed through a window later. We're open. Come inside. They're inviting people up. The Dr. Martens store boarded up. And this is what I was talking about, the graffiti across the street. I don't know if you can see that. That's fresh, and the streetcar's just coming by now. So I'm staying this side of the road because of the shade. I'm going to be out in the day for most of in the sunshine and direct sunlight for quite some time. So as you can see, guys, everything down here is boarded up. There's that fresh looking piece of graffiti. Can you see that now? So this area is going to be targeted, I'm sure, for violence later. The subway's still open. The Ole and Quinn. Look, that's their defence. Look, let's put some Black Lives Matter signs on the window. Maybe they want to toss bricks through it. And again, this is all fresh graffiti, guys. These were only put up yesterday, and all of this, I'm guessing, is that the same one that we just saw? A couple of blocks down. So everywhere in and around the Queen and Spadina. We're coming up to Peter Street now, Queen and Peter. And there's some more street art up there. Can you see that on top of a lot of street art in and around Toronto. You can see some of those funny shaped clouds again, some of the skyscrapers. The Black Bull, honestly, this time of day, this time of year, this sunshine, that place, look at this, this is cool. You may just be able to glimpse the Rogers Centre down there in the distance. Check that tracksuit out, that's pretty dope. I already, almost immediately, needs to take a piss. Don't know what it is, every time I come out I need to take a piss, and it is very warm and hot. So a few buildings there, the Sock Shop, Specs and Specs, have been saved from being boarded up. But look, this place, Tweed, is boarded up. NYX, Professional Makeup, boarded up. Respect Your Universe, they're risking it, not boarded up unless they've got a... No, they don't. How you doing? Everything does look as though they are expecting trouble down this area for sure. They're certainly prepared for something anyway. This is a lot of trouble to go to, an expense to go to. Wait here for Aldo's. If you want to go and buy some shoes, we are open, but you got to go in through this crazy days we're living in. See anything interesting there? Some more street art. Zara, there's Zara, look, they boarded up. The LCBO, they definitely boarded up. That's going to be a place that'll be looted if it does kick off later. Some more of the rooftop skyline there, the big Shoppers Drug Mart. Boarded up. Storefront security, so those people probably would be interested to find out when they got the call to come and do this. A lot of work for them that they've been putting in overnight, all these boards up and around the windows. So we are getting a little bit closer to the destination that we do need to go in. Groovy, that looks like it's been boarded up. The Sushi Time's not boarded up. Chipotle's got its sign outside. This is interesting, guys. Look, these people outside, they are all 6 feet apart, lining up to get inside of the Shoppers Drug Mart. It's like communist Russia back in the day, guys. Kenneth Cole, New York, look at them. They got some big, thick old boards put up there. Look how thick they are. You see that? Very thick. The Holy Cow Steakhouse is boarded up. They just put boxes up on that one. So I'm going to walk just a little bit further, and then we will start making our way towards Queen's Park, where the main protests were taking place. And this is Queen and John Street. Looks like there's some road blocked off up there. This is the this is interesting too. What's this? $2.99. This is where CP24, Much Music, like MTV, News Network. Look, interesting place. Yeah, 299 Queen Street West. That's the address I was trying to think of. It's where CP24 broadcast out of that window, and across the street is the kind of view that you would see if you watch CP24 frequently. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about if you live in Toronto. But Bell Media is who owns this building, and look at them. They have fortified it. You saw maybe a couple of security guards outside. So this is where we're going to be walking by just now, 299 Queen Street West. Very, very famous location here in Toronto. Actually, I told you a lie. This is the scene that you see from the CP24 where the warehouse is. It's a little fresh food market. I'll just give you a little panoramic of where we are down in Toronto. And there you can see possibly the satellites on the dip roof there. Can you see that there? The car coming out. There's the Toronto skyline, Bell Media. CTV, this is mainstream media, so there are their outside broadcasting vehicles there. They look like they might be ready to go, and the windows up above, kind of at the top floor there, I believe, are where they broadcast out of. Looking across some of these signs over here, I believe, but there's the Toronto skyline. There's some pretty cool street art again. Some Toronto icons there. Sam the Record Man sign, Honest Ed's. Look at that, guys. Let me just zoom in on that. There she is in all her glory. The CN Tower, some of the high-rise buildings. Oh, someone's trying to come in. Sorry, you should have beeped. So there we are, the CTV. Zoom out and get into the shade because it's getting warm almost immediately. So as you can see over the road, quite a few places are boarding up. The Scotiabank is boarded up. So, up there. And seriously, this area would be absolutely packed on any given Saturday if it wasn't under the COVID lockdown conditions. So we're at Duncan Street now. I might stop this video and try and take a piss behind a dumpster or something down an alleyway because I'm absolutely bursting. That's something that's very, very weird at the minute. You can't find a public restroom for love nor money. There you go. Beautiful scenery here. Fantastic skyline. So there we are, Queen Street West. There's a great little picture for you. Queen and Duncan. There's the 501. The streetcars. So as we've come to this area, as we're getting closer to university, it doesn't seem as so many of the businesses have been boarded up. The Honey Pot across the road is the only kind of visible one other than the Scotiabank in this block. Oh, and the Rex. That's also boarded up. So there's a lineup of people waiting here for something, who knows what. Tattoos maybe? I don't know. Probably not. It's a ramen shop there. Henna tattoos. Oh, they're waiting for coffee. That's what the line is. I thought they were all getting a tattoo. I was going to see tattoos open. That would be crazy. So there's a little parquet type thing over there. So you know what, guys? At this little intersection, the Rex, I'm going to put you on hold and we'll catch you a little bit later. Okay, lucky for me, I found a nice bush to piss behind. That feels much better. Alright, so here we are. We're heading northward now. With parallel to University Avenue. This is kind of the back of University Avenue. Some of the tall buildings we walked around just the other day. So again, some of these little condos. There's the Toronto Tower, the CN Tower, just behind those skyline there. Queen Street was just down there, so where that car's turning. Just before that, that little park that I pointed out before, that had a nice little bush where I managed to have a Jimmy Riddle, which is a piddle, which is English slang, 2 English slangs for taking a piss. So some of these fancy little condos, they're going to cost you a fortune. And look up in the skies above, maybe catch something untoward. So as I said, we're nearly at the Queen's Park, which that's University Avenue just over there, above the or behind the big hole in the ground. Look, more construction going on in and around Toronto. That's going to be another one of these tall big condos, I'm sure. So these are again the little kind of back streets you might not necessarily come into. Now you can see, I don't know, just across the street there, the McDonald's arches. So underneath, these are a lot of people, these buildings here, a lot of students will work. So very, very close to the university, which is just at the end of that street. So Village by the Grange, this is a little, inside there, there's a little kind of hidden food court, couple of stores, dry cleaners, boutiques, you know, get some incense, get your nails done. And a lot of these buildings, as I've mentioned in some of these other walkabout videos, police looking at me there, a couple of police cars coming in this direction. Cops looked like they were cloned. But yeah, inside here and where it says there, like the Village by the Grange, shops and restaurants. So a lot of these tall buildings will have similar to this inside them, like little villages. So let's have another look under here. And, check this for a little panoramic. Look at there, get some clouds, some skies, and there's the tower. So some of you really do enjoy these walkabouts. So I'm going to keep doing it, especially when the weather's good. Why not, right? Get out, get some exercise. So it is a beautiful sunny day, although it might be, it's something I never ever say normally, but it'd be nice if we do get maybe a little bit more cloud cover to bring some shade to us at Queen's Park, because we're kind of exposed to the elements out there. So we are coming now to Dundas Street West, which is an area that we walked down just the week ago. This is not this street, but behind, that's the St. Peter's Catholic Church there. We've seen the other side of that. So you should be getting, maybe able to see some familiar sights. But to the left of me here, behind this wall, sorry, the left of me or the right of me, is the police station. Is this the 13th precinct? I'm not sure if it is, I can't remember. But there is some shade, that's why we're going to kind of walk this way. So there's no kind of immediate signs of it being boarded up across the street, and obviously these glasses are going to be reinforced. So this is the Toronto Police Service. Is it the 255 division? I don't know. Is that the address? No, this is the 52nd division at 255 Dundas Street West. So those cameras are recording me, recording them. And it'd be kind of nice to sit down and have a smoke outside the, although smoke within 9 meters of the building entrance, I suppose you could sit on that wall and have a spliff outside the police station. And look at that, the police station is closed. Big, busy downtown police station closed up on a day that might be seeing some riots. So this tall building here that we're looking at, there, look at that beautiful sky. This should be giving the fancy new camera on my new phone quite the workout. But you can see they've got some building, some refortification. God, why can't I speak right now? It has some fortification on the base of it. So it's a kind of the Life building, some more of the skyline looking south. That might be an area we'll walk down towards, maybe Phillips Square and City Hall later. And there's a Tim Hortons here, don't know if you can make that out. Take by Tim's. Oh, that was my little, glad I've noticed that's my little moldy tool I dropped. So we're going to walk this way because there's more shade than on University. We've got a red light and there's almost no traffic, unlike most Saturdays. So you may notice that. That's Dundas, the Royal Bank of Dundas Street University, the Royal Bank of see what Bank of Canada. Why can't I speak? A little Inns Market over there. They're still open, don't seem to be boarded up. So I don't know if this is because of construction that this is all boarded up, got wood on the doors, or if they're expecting trouble. Who knows? I'm almost feeling as though I need to take another piss. Old man bladders, prostate the size of a softball, pot full of coffee doesn't make for a good combination when you don't want to be going to the bathroom every few minutes. But anyway, we'll persevere and keep on rocking until we get up towards Queen's Park. So we're a little bit earlier than normal, so hopefully I can get there, find myself a nice little spot in the shade, and set up my live stream, which is scheduled for 12:30. Interesting. Check this. Is that a brick? It looks like a brick, but it's not. It's styrofoam. And what's this? Oh, that's Rent-A-Kill. That's I thought maybe that they were boxes that had been put there ready for people. There might be stuff inside to toss, but it's Rent-A-Kill, pest control. So maybe lucky and get some of that cloud cover. Now, very strangely, yesterday I got some videos I need to edit together of the weather on the 5th of June. Oh my goodness, what a strange weather day that was in Toronto. And as I said, I've got some footage to throw together on that weather. We went from sunny to thunderstorms to rain and thunder and sun all at the same time. Crazy day. Was it some weather modification? I don't know. Looks like there's a couple of pigeons making out there, or having a fight. And luckily enough, look, there's some special constables, so there does seem to be a little bit more of a police presence today. And just before I did start this video, I did hear a little bit of sirens wailing in the background. So there's a Hasty Market, that's the back of Mount Sinai. Behind us there's a sick kids hospital across the street. And as I said, these should be somewhat familiar signs to you. So Nash University Avenue that we are just about to hit, and we're going to continue walking up until we get to Queen's Park. As you can see, there's some of the buildings. There's one of those kind of similarly shaped clouds. So we're on Elm Street, and you may have seen this from the previous walkabout. And yeah, that cloud is going to be welcome. And that's an interesting looking one, don't you think? Very strange shaped clouds that we've been seeing the last few days. And this Monday as well, I've relaunched my Strange Skies 2020 playlist. And here's the Mount Sinai Hospital. You can't sit on the bench now outside. And actually, this is not Mount Sinai, this is the rehab where someone is sitting outside, not filming just in case they get upset. So still early days. There's almost nobody I can see in sight at Queen's Park, which is just ahead of us. Toronto General Hospital is over there, so we did walk down this way in the opposite direction on Wednesday after the protests. So give you another little bit of a walkabout. So piece by piece, block by block, you've got a little bit of a sort of geography rather, of the sort of area between kind of Queen's Park, which we're looking at now, as far west is kind of Spadina, maybe even as far as Kensington Market, and we've gone as far south as Queen Street. So you should be able to do, these videos will kind of link, and that's why I'm kind of getting you familiar to some of these sites. So if you ever did want to sort of binge watch them, you could almost do a complete tour of the area. And maybe I'll try and at some point think about putting a Toronto map on, and then maybe drawing out the areas of where we've been. And then as I said, if you are one of those that really do enjoy these videos, and I know there's a few of you, I actually get quite a few of my silent viewers say how much they appreciate this. That building wasn't even there when I arrived. When I worked in the sick kids hospital, which is there, I literally watched that building be constructed. Not necessarily from the floor up, but that wasn't there when I arrived in Toronto. Just shows how quickly some of these things change, or maybe how long I've been. Oh, so there's the emergency centre. So like when you come here now, this is all new. You have to go in that red box, and there's a couple of scary looking people in masks and gowns that inspect you and test you before you even get to go through the hospital. So again, no sort of immediate sounds of sirens or emergencies going on at any of these hospitals. Here we go, something interesting. There is the Mars Center. So you should know these sites by now, if you do follow these videos, of where we're heading. That is Queen's Park just ahead. So I'm going to walk up until the end of this street so we can get the closing shot on us arriving at Queen's Park. And then, as I said, for the rest of the day, I can see a couple of flags. I actually think my friend Jenna's there already. I can see the upside down flag, but quite a few people do bring them. So who knows who it is. United States flag. We looked at these the other day. And now that sun's come from behind the cloud, I can already feel how warm it is. And it still isn't quite midday, I don't think, although it almost is. Again, some of these beautiful skies and buildings. Look at that reflection off of there. So there is Queen's Park. Here we are. There's going to be the Swiss Chalet down here. There's a water feature, which isn't helping me very much with my old man bladder and oversized prostate, but never mind, guys. I will find a place possibly before here and there. I do know a little spot I can use, but I do want to get a nice little panoramic of this area with the new camera, the skies and everything. It is very picturesque today. You can kind of maybe see, I don't know if you're watching this on the phone or TV screen, the Canada flag fluttering in the breeze up ahead above Queen's Park. And yeah, there are a few protesters, a few beeps already. The horn is going. There you go. Look at that beautiful scenery. Hopefully the camera is picking this up in HD quality for you. Might even be 4K, I'm not sure. Look at those crazy clouds though, guys. Some of these buildings here ahead you should be a little bit familiar with, of course, by now. There's the plaza, very, very empty. Nobody around. There's the 506. We've ridden that from one side of the town to the other, east to west. There are some of the familiar skyscrapers in some of these funny shaped clouds, guys. Let me know if you think these are funny shaped clouds, but just the scenery alone is quite stunning today. It's a very good day to be out and about photographing. So there is Queen's Park ahead, and that's where we're going to say goodbye for now. Okay guys, looks like the protest is on its way back towards Queen's Park. I managed to have a piss, managed to find a cigarette and get a smoke. So here they are, they're coming back towards us now. I think this is our protest. This might be Black Lives Matter, I'm not sure. Oh no, that's our one. That's definitely our one. So let's come down, get some good footage from the front as the warriors return. Let's come out into the road, make sure we don't get hit by any cars. old Crown Vic there. You don't see so many of those anymore. And here they come.
Now new normal. And the lockdown. Now normal. Take off your masks, everybody. If you're wearing a mask, you'll notice the police do not wear masks. It's because they know that masks do more harm for your health than they do good. Masks will not help you. Take off your mask. No new normal. Silence is consent. Silence is consent. Couple of them got called over. I'm here. Just remember, guys, don't stop fighting inside.
So that's pretty much everybody back, it looks, here at Queen's Park. So we're going to just keep recording as though we're live, walk around, see who we meet, see who we talk to. Still the helicopter is buzzing around over there. I don't know if you can see it in the distance. You need some more tattoos, miss. You're looking a little bit bare on one side.
Pardon?
You need more tattoos. You're looking a little bare on one side. I know. I've got...
I'm good. I don't like the pain of it.
You've got to earn your ink. The pain's the fun part.
did.
Oh, look, you've got the LCNI there. Look at that. That's beautiful. See, I have
You know what?
lots of time.
I can't stand when people tell me, "Ooh, that's an Illuminati." I say, "Get out of my face."
Exactly.
Get out of my face.
It means you're enlightened. You can
Thank
see
you.
between the
The
lines.
Illuminati stole the original idea.
Exactly. They did. So you've been here a few weeks, I've noticed.
Yeah.
What's your name, by the way? Can I?
Larissa.
Clarissa? Larissa, I'm Stench.
Nice to meet you.
I'm live on YouTube. Actually, I'm not live on YouTube. I'm recording for YouTube right now.
Are you? Okay.
But I normally do record live each and every week down here. And I'm trying to just put names to the faces because...
Oh, I need a drink.
Hey!
What's up, bro? How are you, man?
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Keep up the great work,
You need a
man.
work?
No.
I got water?
Do you know where there's a store around here? Sorry.
Yeah, there's a haste. No, I'm actually just recording, but there's a hasty mark sort of just down past Mount Sinai. It's about 5 minutes away.
Are they coming here?
Who?
The other march.
I heard they were. They got as close as Dundas, I think,
Yeah,
and then they
need to come
redirected
here. They
them.
need to come. We
Um,
need to all just join.
that's what I'm saying.
What they don't want is for us to join.
This is exactly it, and this is a little bit of an
I'm
example.
with you.
No, let's
I'm with you.
fuck that.
That's what I said this
Black,
whole time.
white, pink, Chinese, Mexican, whatever.
If
This-
they won't let him come to us,
I'll
why
go
don't
to
we
there.
That's not a bad idea.
I want us to go there. I go there.
And this is a danger because this protest here, you can't even call it a protest. It's like a gathering.
It's a celebration.
It's a picnic, and this is what I'm saying. We're becoming friends. We're becoming a community, and we're not so much strangers. You see hugs. You don't feel the anger. You don't see
that's it.
hatred.
We're standing up for human rights.
Exactly.
Like that, we have the same exact message, and if we can do it peacefully and lawfully, why are we not together?
That's it.
You know?
That's it.
Canadians are soft, that's why.
A little bit, right? And
Self-soothing.
you know, you can see many different colors of skin here, many different religions. And this is organic solidarity, right?
Yep.
This isn't something that was forced.
Yeah.
These aren't people that are being paid to be here.
Nope.
These are everyday regular folks that are concerned about what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. Black and white hugging.
Small guy with a loud voice.
You'll feel
And tho-
tomorrow.
those are some beads. And there's some more lovely tattoos there going on. And you know, it doesn't matter if you've got tattoos, you don't have tattoos, if you're black, white, Chinese, what you're hearing here from these people. It doesn't matter. We're just here for the rights of every man and for humanity. So I'm not sure if or not we're going to look at that sky. It's still very, very dark. We've got the sun somewhere. The helicopter is still buzzing. There is the... you have some nice tattoos there, miss.
Thank you.
Still buzzing around. So contract tracing breeds rats, no new normal. And this gives me a little bit of a chance to sort of do footage or get footage that's a little bit clearer than the live stream. Hopefully this is in high definition for you. Excuse me if it does wobble a little bit, but Black Lives Matter, Indigenous Lives Matter. And I think all lives matter, you know. There are a few raindrops I can feel coming down. And everyone's come back, and this is what we're talking about. But this is, you know, people are stood around talking, conversing with each other, sharing information, just caring about each other, you know, each other's well-being. And this is what it should be about. You know, it's summertime. People should be out and about, enjoying company, enjoying some of the things that normal people, normal life is all about. You know, we work hard, or we did work hard before the lockdown, and here we got people dancing to the drums. That's always good. Kids still tossing a frisbee around. There's something going on over there, not sure what exactly. A little bit of a gathering perhaps. See, hugs. The cars are still beeping. It's getting very, very dark. It wouldn't surprise me if you don't see a sudden downpour of rain. There's a little patch of blue over there. Oh no, it isn't. That's actually the building, sorry. So the wind is also getting up a little bit. But that's not stopping anything. The drums.
With HIV and AIDS, if you have sex with low risk partners, you're fine. You're fine. Everyone here, they shower every day, they're using deodorant, clean, you know.
So we know that the wicked is Satan. And the same way God had
Cute little dog there. So just walking around, guys, not really doing anything in particular, just letting you see who is here, who isn't here. Is that a mainstream camera I see there? It does look a bit of a fancy professional type of camera. Familiar face there, Jenna. There's the helicopter buzzing around. Cars cars are still beeping. Hey, good to see you, man.
First, because people shut their eyes not to speak against justice. And if injustice is happening, it's because no one knows anymore what is justice and what is not justice.
Oh, you went on the march?
Not as big as, oh yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be the same amount of people here this week.
I got scared off.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because of Antifa.
A little bit like last week, we get the fear mongering leading us in, and it's understandable. We have a lot of families and kids that come here normally, and they don't want to kind of put little ones and young people in as well as loved ones in harm's way. But again, it's been nice and peaceful here today. There's been no real aggro or aggravation. There's just the same harmony, familiar faces coming together, and this is the best part of the day, the music, the coming together, and we've heard the important stuff. But it is a shame to see, you know, I thought once the weather started getting nicer, we'd see a lot more folks. Where did the march go this way? They went down?
Oh, well, we went down to Young, up to Wellesley across the church, then down church to Carlton again and back.
And was there any like reactions from people on the streets?
A lot of people staring.
But no like anger or unkind. No. How about Church Street? How did they react down there? Nothing. Nothing. Well, that's interesting because that is the village, right? And sometimes they're full of love and rainbows.
I had the focus going.
But
I don't think they knew. I think they thought a lot of people thought it was Black Lives Matter.
right, and that's the thing because that's got a lot of publicity. You've seen the helicopter going around. So I'm guessing they've got the numbers that we don't, and maybe some of the people that come here are with the other one, right?
The trouble is we don't get any media attention.
That's right. That's why people like me and some of the other little YouTubers that are here, we're doing our best to bring attention to this. But there was a guy a minute ago looked like he had like a fancy professional camera. I don't know if that's anything to do with local news or not. But I'm gonna run off to the shade. I'm burning again.
I think I'm ready to head home.
Yeah, I don't mean it's.
I got burned up Tuesday.
Yeah, and it's very exhausting being in this heat in the direct sunlight. So I don't blame you. Anyway, if I don't see you sooner,
I'll be watching for your video.
definitely. Always a pleasure, Jenna. There's our friend and fan member, Jenna. Nothing but music, good vibes here at Queen's Park. Looks like there could be some other more professional YouTubers there. The drummers. So it looks like there might be a few BLM people coming over there. I'm not sure. There's what looks like to be a little pocket of protesters in the distance marching around. I'm not sure what they're up to. Oh, here they come. Here they come. Look at this. Yo. Yeah, look. Here comes another. Is this the BLM coming in now? Huh? We're gonna leave? Oh, chill.
I'm hearing. I'm here. They felt uncomfortable.
Cars are bringing. So there looks to be a big amount of people coming in over here. This needs to be live, so I'm going to stop this video and go over to live right now. Okay, so I'm just leaving Queen's Park after quite a long afternoon of very peaceful and enjoyable protests. So you can kind of see here that the Black Lives Matter, they were just chanting peaceful protest. They've been on a march around downtown, and they have just returned to the Queen's Park building here to continue protesting for the rest of the day or the rest of the evening. But it has been a long, hot afternoon in the sun, so I am going to be starting to make my way back home now and trying to get some recharge and relaxation for the rest of the evening. So I've got some stuff going on tomorrow. But here you can see, unlike the lockdown protests, we've got some city news, we've got CTV, we've got CBC, CP24 were here earlier. We've got some cops, lots of police presence around here, but it's been very peaceful. And that's part of why I wanted to record this, just to sort of make sure that everybody knew that in the early part of Saturday evening, June the 6th, the helicopter's still flying around. Look at that beautiful blue sky, picture perfect summer day here in downtown Toronto. But a very peaceful protest, almost a little bit sullen. Doesn't seem to be any anger or tensions or people looking to be causing any fuss or trouble. So fingers crossed we do get a quiet night. But there's a lot of police presence. There is a lot of stuff that has been closed off as a result of this. So I'm going to see if I can jump on the streetcar and see what's going on the way back home. But if this part of the street has been closed down like it looks as though it has, then maybe the streetcar isn't running right now. Yeah, they're just admiring some retro Reeboks that a lady was wearing. The sneakerhead in me almost wanted to go and dive in and start talking about the Reeboks, but maybe another day. So let's have another look around at this beautiful, picture-perfect blue sky. My goodness, reminds me of a Tuesday in September that had blue skies like this. You may remember back in 2001. Absolutely beautiful day. And there's some looks like some Asian girls that probably come and join the Black Lives Matter protest. And they're all in black clothing. That was a lot of individuals at that protest did seem to be wearing black clothing, and we did hear that like Black Bloc or maybe Antifa had infiltrated the protest or were going to be part of the protest today. So there's a guy from the TTC. There's a few TTC guys there, so quite possibly they are going to let the streetcars open in a minute. Maybe I could even ask one of them. So there's a streetcar there that's been slowed down. So yeah, there is a streetcar across the street. So let me ask one of these. Streetcars will be running soon, right? Or are they being deterred? Huh? Okay. So, all right. Can see one ahead, so that's good. We can jump on there. So let's have one last look at the scene in and around downtown here, as we do say goodbye to Queen's Park for another week. And there are some cops sort of holding the line. Special constable there, another police car here holding the line. So are we going to make this in time? Hopefully we are. So there is downtown. Familiar sight to you all by now. You've seen that many times before. Mars building. Let's just walk around, some little fluffy clouds in the distance, and we're going to jump on this streetcar.